G'day, Steve Morgan here, Fishing Monthly Magazines with Scott James, the man behind Horizon and Stessl boats, mate. We've got one of the famous boats you make here today. What is it?
Mate, this is a special one for us. It's the 520 Apache Pro, but this one in particular is for the Mad Hueys. So it's the Animal 6, so it's pretty cool.
They have a name synonymous with being cool on the Gold Coast, and that you've had an association with the Mad Hueys for how many boats now?
This will be number 3, and we do have something special coming up again for number 4, so watch
Keep
this
an eye out.
space. Yeah, definitely.
Take us a little bit through the Apache lineup. We haven't tested many Apaches over the
Yep.
years. Tell me about that hull.
So the Apache features the Delta hull, which has a nice big reverse chine, 2.2 metre beam, 3mm bottom, 3mm sides, heaps of internal ribbing, so plenty of strength, but gives you a good dry ride whilst underway.
To me, it looks like a boat where you'd primarily buy it for the estuaries, but
Yep.
if it's a good day outside, you're going to go outside and give it a crack as well.
100%. It's one of those boats. It's very versatile, and I think that's where this sort of style of boat has really come into its own in the last couple of years, where you can be on the dam fishing, but at the same time, given the right conditions, you can be heading offshore and
Yep. You
having
hear
a
the
good
black
crack.
marlin are running, you're going to go have a go.
That's it. You'll have a crack for sure.
The factory you've got now, it's based on the Gold Coast. It's getting bigger and bigger. How's demand been for the last couple of years?
Mate, COVID has just thrown a spanner in the works, but in a good way. It has gone absolutely ballistic. So it's been fantastic. We're booming and kicking on. We've more than doubled, which has been really good, and a credit to all our guys.
Yep. I noticed the Apache's got that new Stessl console in there that you'll see on a lot of the Stessl boats. I notice it doesn't really matter if I'm in the Territory or in Victoria.
Yep.
That is a very distinctive console now. How have the public liked it?
Mate, it's been so well received. It's one of those things, we developed it, had a few tweaks here and there, but it's now completely across our range, whether it be in a Coast Runner centre cab or an Apache side console. So it's been really good. It takes your big instruments as a flush mount. It looks good, and it's really functional at the end of the day.
Awesome. I think we need to go and put this thing in the water, and we're going to do it with the trailer that it's matched with. Single axle trailer for this boat. Is that pushing the limits?
Single axle on this boat is just perfect. It's easy to manoeuvre, it's easy to tow around, so it's a perfect match for this size boat.
Yep. Okay, well, let's drop it in the water. We're going to come back to you with some performance statistics. So there you go, there's the 520 Stessl Apache out on the water, on the Gold Coast, where it's going to see a lot of its time fishing and possibly having a few beers on the Gold Coast. That's what these guys are famous for. I reckon they must do a lot of fishing offshore the Gold Coast as well, because when I look at the casting decks, they're set quite low, set for stability at rest rather than really high ones that someone who estuary fished a lot would demand. But that's the joy of these boats. You can sort of customise them to suit your sort of fishing. Another way these boats are customised are with the Railblazer extrusion, which sits all the way along the gunnel, around the front and back down the other side. You can position the rod holders. They've got the electric motor head protector to locate it there. It's all attached to that system, and it's all highly mobile, and it's a really, it's an innovative, and it's a great system for getting everything exactly where you want it without drilling holes or cutting holes in your boat. This has got a Yamaha 115 4-stroke on the back, which is actually, if you check out the specs, it's a little bit higher than the 90 horsepower, which is the maximum recommended horsepower for this hull. But somehow the Mad Hueys and Stessl, they've got some sort of deal. This has been strengthened and it's been re-rated to 115. So they're not doing the wrong thing. They are doing the right thing by the factory and getting it done. But 90 horsepower is the horsepower which you can usually go with on this hull. I really liked the anchor well as well. A lot of tinnies have an open anchor well, and it's sort of wasted space. This one here, it's got the lid that folds over the top, and it's strong enough to stand and cast on. So if you are chasing a flathead up in the shallow water and you want that extra height, you can do it. Don't really need to state how good that Stessl console is. We've tested plenty of boats within it now. You can flush mount electronics up to, I think up to 12, 16 inch. As big as you can get, you can virtually fit in there, and you can colour code them to match your boat. They're distinctive of the brand now, and we've seen them all the way from the Territory to down in Victoria. Unfortunately, there's no fuel metering on this boat. It's only got the low-end Yamaha gauges. I can give you some speed stats though at 6,200 RPM, 63 kilometres an hour, and that's fairly kicking along. Comfortable cruising speed, that 3,500 to 4,000 RPM. 4,000 RPM does 42 kilometres per hour. And with all of our boat tests, people want to know how much they cost. Remember, we're in Australia. As tested, 53,700 with the Garmins and all of the bits and pieces that are in it. But with a 90 horsepower and on boat motor trailer, prices start from $42,500. Check below here, we've got the Instagram and Facebook pages for Stessl Boats where you can check out their latest news, and visit stessl.com.au for your nearest dealer.